I think technically speaking, Creed and like an early version of VFC came out at the same time, and like, you know, with the I think the old Oculus maybe. Oh, an early ZEN1TH hitting a nice little shot on Ember with the stun, saying he's still got the hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Creed was the one to really set things off. Multiplayer-wise, it was the only game in town. And then came Virtual Fight Championship shortly after that. With a couple of bundles. So we had Era of Combat, now Thrill the 2, and Boxing Underdog, you know, and quite a few other ones. And it's been a very fun evolution of the sport and of the game, to be honest. And I've been very excited to have a front row seat through it all. You know what I'm saying? You've been with me since like the Era of Combat days. Oh my God, both these boxers slugging it out.
And I want to talk a little bit about this fight right now. ZEN1TH doing a very good job just switching levels, being very patient, and honestly very similar style to how he used to fight in EOC. Now, for some people who might be asking, right, like, why do we have so many different VR fighting games? There's a lot of different game you can get based on what your solutions to certain problems are, right? Like, how do you calculate damage? How do you calculate guard? Where are your weak points, right? Like, does you do damage if you move forward or not? You know, all sorts of different things. And by just doing some of those things very differently, you can get entirely different games. And just by adding a little damage there, Ember, after a rough start to that round, found a beautiful knockdown on ZEN1TH.
It was a big overhand, man. ZEN1TH overextended just a little bit, had the ugly face. That means he was in a precarious position, tried to throw the jab out there, and that was an amazing knockdown. Z4Y also chiming in. Floridian safety, if you got a question, bro, drop it in the chat. I'll try to answer it during the next break. Oh, and another big knockdown. Let's take a look at that on the replay.
Yeah. I think the issue is ZEN1TH is landing some good shots, but he's landing them at pretty short distances, right? And so he's not getting, I think, the maximum amount of damage that he could be getting. But he does have good form, right? You can see, you know, I was going to say it a little bit earlier, why do you have different games? EOC is there just because Creed had a stamina system and people wanted to throw as many hands as they could possibly throw.
Okay.
And there it is, ZEN1TH coming right back into this match. All right, we got to stop talking about history and get back right into the present. Supa, how are you feeling about this match?
You know, it's crazy. So I see the chat going wild right now saying it's over for ZEN1TH, you know, get him out of here. But ZEN1TH's a veteran, right? And as a veteran, he is getting used to this new damage system, just like you were saying there, Solly. You can notice that this is a bit of a slower pace. ZEN1TH's trying to figure it out, right? ZEN1TH has some good head movement. He's keeping defensively responsible. And I think if he can survive this match, he's going to win the battle of attrition against Ember. Ember, though, very much more familiar with this damage system. So it's going to be very interesting, the philosophies that come in to this first match, right? And ZEN1TH's showing that he's still got something in it. He's not completely washed here. So he definitely does have a chance to bring it back, though that first round definitely, unquestionably, went to the young man, Ember. Looking in with the chat right now, Floridian Safety says, first question, do you think VR can make you a complete fighter? No. I'm going to give you the hard
By
no
itself, no.
Hard no on
not
that
at
one,
all.
sir. This is a video game, right? And if you're looking to be a fighter IRL, to be good in this game is going to teach you bad instincts. So to lean on this 100%, you're going to damage what you're working on outside of the ring. Now, if you're smart enough that can separate what you do outside of the ring here, you can leverage this tool as a way to stay active. You may not be as good in the game, but you can use it as advanced shadow boxing, and a lot of coaches tend to agree.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Seconds out.
You know what I'm saying? Z4.
If it's part of a routine, right? Like, you got to work this into also hitting some heavy bags, also sparring with real partners, right? Because the big thing is that you won't feel what it's like to actually get hit, and you won't feel what it's like to deal with like a physical weight, you know, that's like, you know, that's either impassable.
Yeah. Not everything is
because there's no point that, you know. Exactly.
Yeah, it's just not going to translate. But let's lock in back into this round right now. ZEN1TH, round number 2. This is the discovery round, right? So, Solly, we always say this. When ZEN1TH fought, you fought in the early era of combat rounds. This was where we kind of came up with the flow of first round discovery round, second round adjustment. ZEN1TH is used to it. We're going to see how ZEN1TH kind of adjusts very well. And this is ZEN1TH style, right? Tight guard, coming in like a tank, looking for weak shots, right? Ember, on the other hand, got amazing power. He's looking for the big overhand. And I wonder if ZEN1TH into it and start countering the overhand, or if he's going to stay the course.
Yeah, and the danger about going with into an adjustment round with someone who's played a lot of VR fighting games is that you know they have different adjustments that they can make, right? Just go back into your memory and be like, all right, this isn't working. I'm gonna play, EOC patch 5 or like Thrill the Fight patch 1, right? Just those different styles that you have, that muscle memory, it's still in there, and so it's very easy to quickly look like a different fighter.
Absolutely. Right now, ZEN1TH here in the halfway through the round has hurt EMBER a couple of times. EMBER working in real close, trying to go in for the clinch, but not able to land it. ZEN1TH doing the right thing, dancing just around the range and punishing EMBER for going for it. And EMBER is taking a lot of damage here in this second round.
Stop! No holding. Let's fight.
Slower pace, as you can see, the pain on EMBER's face. He's actually coming out worse for wear. ZEN1TH now keeping his hands up, still looking as energetic as he did in the first round, still trying to figure it out, and some big hits land on the chin of EMBER. The one thing you got to look at ZEN1TH for, he always keeps his hand up. And this is a tactic that ZEN1TH has told us that when he keeps his hands up, it forces the endurance game. And the one thing that people don't realize is that even if you just are, there are no gloves, there's no additional weight on your hands. Oh, the body shots! And the slow and steady ZEN1TH starts to run over the young man, EMBER. EMBER has to make an adjustment right now. You can definitely tell that the endurance is taking its course. Bounce on it, crazy style, please, with the rose. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And it's something that we haven't seen as much in, a lot of the recent fights, just because, people know how to get that knockdown damage early. But you can rack up enough damage that knockdown threshold becomes a lot easier to hit. And you can see ZEN1TH doing that, right? He's just patiently chipping away at EMBER. And it's led to, as long as the pressure never stops, even if you're hitting him, right, it's so hard to fight against if you can't keep that stamina.
Absolutely, and a great play by ZEN1TH. Locking in with the chat again. Floridian Safety with another question. Second, do you think VR has the potential to make you a better fighter than one who doesn't train in VR? And I'm going to throw this in... a similar answer. The answer probably is no. If you have two people, one stays in the gym 5 days a week. Well, maybe. One stays in the gym 5 days a week, both of them, right? Let's give them the same amount of gym time. And one of them's playing in VR. It really depends on how they're playing and who they're playing with. If they're playing in VR as a way to train with somebody who's on their level and they're working out their mental game plans, then I think, yes, the additional time to think about the game can help you if you're practicing in the right conditions. But if you're just playing on ranked, it's not going to make a difference. What do you think, Solid?
Break! No holding.
I agree.
Yeah.
Right. That's that's basically the way that the meta has gone at this point. But right now, back into this fight, I love to see the changes, right? Even in round 3, we have a whole nother adjustment round. I like EMBER's putting on a little bit more movement, and now ZEN1TH is working in a little bit of a different style of fighting, right? It's not a drastic adjustment, but you can see he's just shifting a little bit about where and how he throws his punches.
Yeah, and the chat's opinion has changed right now. At first they thought ZEN1TH was washed, and now they're realizing the old man still has it in him, and he's working the grinding game, and a big left coming out from ZEN1TH. EMBER's in trouble. EMBER's really locking in this close range fight.
On us, Hunks. We know, yeah, right? Look, we've been through a lot of hardships. We can handle a VR fight.
And this is a really good fight for ZEN1TH. A much more slower pace. He's able to kind of work his knowledge. ZEN1TH keeping his hands up right there. I mean, EMBER still has some power in him right there, getting a good counter hit going in on ZEN1TH, but not pressing the advantage. And this is not where EMBER wants to be. EMBER trying to run out. He's like, look, I got to get some distance out of here, man. But like you said earlier, landing those significant shots will stick that damage to your body, right? And the damage threshold, once you cross it, the knockdowns come easier, and ZEN1TH has enough stamina to go at least 12 rounds. So for ZEN1TH, this is an easy pace to keep up, and it's a little overwhelming for EMBER.
Yep.
Ooh, Zenith hurt,
And it
though.
just goes to show, right? It just works more and more as the round goes on, but you can't slip up. If you get caught by those punches, Ember can still put you down just like he did in round 1.
Zenith on the defensive. He's got to be careful.
I like what Ember's doing. He's going for the body, right? Like we tell people all the time, head's a hard target to hit. You can move it very easily. The body is much, much more difficult to move. One, just in the way that boxing works, but two, right, your body doesn't track as well as your arms and your head. And so it's much, you could be actually moving your waist, but it's still sitting there in VR.
Absolutely. And chat, right after this match, I'll let you guys know how you can join in on the action. But right now, staying locked in on this battle. We've got three-minute rounds. The last round, this has been an absolute war between ZEN1TH and EMBER. And yes, chat, he still exists. They still go on. The party keeps rocking. And man, this has been a great night so far.
Absolutely. I'm excited for all of our matches. And even more good ones still to come.
Let's go.
Last couple seconds right now. EMBER asking for a showdown at the end. And there we go. Last few bit of exchanges. Let's go to the judges for the scorecard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, it's a draw.
And it's a draw.
Whoa!
Wow, actually,
First draw
that's
of the
crazy.
night.
That has been a first draw for a long time. Let's take out the details. Looking at it, 10-8, 10-7 back-to-back, and then a 10-9 round for EMBER, bringing it to a draw. Now we gotta let the chat decide after this. Chat, who do you guys think won? Do you think ZEN1TH in the blue corner should have taken that round, or should it have been EMBER? Looking back at it, EMBER with 2 knockdowns to 1 in the first round. ZEN1TH bringing it back, knockdown, evening it up overall for 2-2. And let's take a look at the damage. The damage! Yo, I would have definitely given that to ZEN1TH. He came out clean. Out damaging the young man, even though he had less knockdowns in that first round, just out damaging. And just like we were saying, the damage over a certain threshold does stick to your character's body. It carries over round. So 1232 for ZEN1TH, 1196 for EMBER in the first round, 1545 to 703 in the second round, and 792 to 1154 for a grand total of 3,569 to 3,553 for an absolute draw. So when this happens, I'd like to put it out to you guys in the chat. Let's take a look. Who do you guys think should have won that one? You know what I'm saying? Mobile Gamer says, hell nah, VR boxing and a whole narrative is crazy. No, absolutely it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Nah, no AI commentators, just me and the homies. You know, we just commentate and looking. This is live, ladies and gentlemen. These boxers are actually fighting in real time in their rooms across the greater United States and Europe. Sean says ZEN1TH is the GOAT, but Man-Bear coming in saying EMBER had that one. It's a bit of a toss-up. Bray saying ZEN1TH. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Mobile Gamer, you didn't seem like you were hating to me at all, bro. You were genuinely like, yo, we do this out here? Yeah, we out here, bro. Nah, I appreciate you for locking in. Don't pay attention to the chat too much, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, server text Nas, fire channel, appreciate it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Alan says EMBER was fighting dirty. Bray asking, how can I join? Hey, Bray, good question. I'm actually going to go and oblige. All you got to do is join the Discord. Mobile Gamer says ZEN1TH won that one. Zero also saying ZEN1TH low-key did his thing. Floridian Safety, I just dropped the link to join the Discord to sign out. But speaking of ZEN1TH, let's go ahead and talk to the old man right now. ZEN1TH, bro, I hear you.
What's up, man? Yeah, hey,
my boy, y'all, appreciate you for coming through. It has been a while, dog. One of the OGs, y'all. One of the OGs, man. Like, honestly, been a long time, dog. This man has been on a personal journey of self-development, you know what I'm saying, bettering himself. He done moved all the way across the country, putting his family in a good position. One of the unks, you know, we gotta root for you, my boy. Good to see you back. You know what I'm saying? Yo.
What's up, man?
How you feeling after that fight?
Super busy. I feel good. You know me, man. You know, I want to put on a show. I know what EMBER was doing. He was just staying in the back, waiting for that counter hit bonus. So, you know, I'm going to deliver. I didn't want a Jay Baca in the other fight to happen again. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna bring it.
Yeah. Look,
I'm gonna bring it to
you
him.
got the people's vote on that one. You won on damage, right? And everything else even. We always say when the judges they get paid in Bitcoin in this game. You know what I'm saying? So, mobile gamer already jumping in here saying you were playing smart the whole game, dog. And I think you did your thing. To be honest, man, it was a evenly matched in pace, but it felt like to me like Ember might have gassed out a little bit towards the end. Even though he was able to pull out some of those counter shots, you did your thing, dog. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I brought. Yeah, three rounds is nothing. I can tell you right now. If you remember cardio camp, we actually went 12 rounds 2 days ago.
yeah.
So I've been playing nonstop. So 3 rounds is nothing. But I could tell you, Ember, he was either tired or he was just chilling, waiting for me to throw, get that bonus counter.
Yeah.
I thought, but I didn't want a boring fight for you guys, you know.
It was a good fight, bro. It looked like it was one of those rare times where you get to see two people really stand and bang in the close range, right? There were a couple of times where Ember tried to go for the clinch. You just kind of danced around him, did a little damage coming in, and it was active the entire way through. Chat at first was just like, oh man, ZEN1TH's washed. It's a wrap. And then you slowly came back, you know? So you already know, we always rooting for the unks, you know what I'm saying? I'm so glad that you were able to come back in and show your stuff, man. Would love to see more fights whenever you can, bro.
Yeah. Things are slowing down now. Things are getting calm, so I'm coming back more and more. Taking notes, things I want to improve on always. But hey, man, I'm glad I'm back. I'll be more active now.
Nice.
I missed it, man.
I got a question for you though. So you've been through. We were talking about the history of VR boxing games, right? You've been through all the way through. Yeah. You're one of the last people active in the era of combat Discord. You've been with this game through a lot of versions. So coming back after so many version changes, having so many damage changes, just give us the hot take. How does this game feel for you nowadays?
Live right now, I hate it. I honestly wish PTC, the update, dropped before tonight. That's why I was happy to come tonight.
Yeah.
Like I said, they were going to drop the hit registration on Friday. And I'm like, me and my jazz, man. I'm a sniper.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't miss. And so I'm playing PTC. I'm boxing people that my jabs just don't miss.
Yeah.
But I'm a little sad it was not. But right now, this game, people are, you got your fans with boxing underdog is going to kill, throw the fight. Boxing underdog needs some time to work out the kinks, especially for multiplayer. Your single player is good, but multiplayer needs time.
Absolutely. Hey, look, I love the honest take, bro. Like, this is one of the things that the developers need to hear. They need to hear the honest take. We've all been waiting for the hit registration, and both of the games as well. Like, I don't know what Stevens was doing back with Era of Combat, man, but I don't know how he managed to figure it out so well with a skeleton crew. It was literally just him, but we'll give him more time to cook, so just stay with it, man. I hope you stay with it and continue to give us your opinions, man, and looking forward to see you up on the next card.
For real quick, for everyone that's listening and saying that you can't make a fighting game because of the lag, the latency, listen, it was completed and done by one man who created EOC. I was boxing people from the States to play in Japan with a 200 plus ping, and it was butter. So there's no excuse for developers with studio backing. They can't figure it out. So one man figured it out in Canada. Don't know where he is. Rip.
Right. Find Stevens and put him on somebody's team or something, please.
Throw him the bag.
Right.
And let him give him the code.
Money. Give him some money. All right, let's lock in with Ember.
I know.
Yep. All right, appreciate it, ZEN1TH. All right, Ember, you brought the battle all the way to a draw. Alan with the 10 GGs. Appreciate you, my boy. Like, this was an absolute slugfest, Ember. Banging blow for blow, right? So the chat was split. How do you feel about that fight?
To be honest, it was like a good fight, and I was so surprised since I got him like 2 knockdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. I like that about him. And he's a really cool guy.
Oh, yeah. You did your thing out there too, man. Like, early on, the chat was on your side. They were like, yo, this boy Ember's about to clean up ZEN1TH. It was 2-1 for knockdowns in the first round, and you stood your ground. I got a question. As the rounds went on, did you feel the endurance kind of kick in? Did you feel a little bit more tired in those later rounds?
To be honest, it wasn't that breathtaking.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was like, um, yeah, but to be honest, I didn't felt that kind of pressure because like I was so focusing on locking in and just overall figuring him out.
Yeah. But look, bro, you did your thing, man. Mobile Gamer says, yo, you're still doing good, even if it came to a draw. And the fact that it came to a draw kind of showed that you were doing your thing out there, man. And like I said, you went toe to toe with
Yeah,
him on the inside. No one was backing down. It was a great, very good fight in my book. You know what I'm saying? So, congrats to you for bringing it to a draw. Looking forward to seeing your next fight on the channel, bro.
all right, thank you.
I appreciate it. All right, Solly, who do we got lined up next?